will be interesting. They promoted their offense coordinator. I think the Saints upsetting Carolina, getting the first win for the rookie quarterback, Tyler Shuck. And, Carolina, they kind of let their playoff dream slip away. They were very much in the playoff mix after the upset of the Packers and some of their other wins of recent, and then losing to a team like the Saints. So that's something to keep an eye on. Our Washington Commanders got absolutely dog walked. Meg called it. The Lions scored over 40 points, basically at ease. Gibbs had the day of days, which is one thing I mentioned, that Washington does not deal with speed, and we saw that in particular as Gibbs and JMO ran up and down the field throughout the game.
Keep going. I think we're getting closer, but this stupid new settings, I absolutely.
Mike says we're live now, and
yeah, we are. It's like it looks funky on YouTube. I don't think many people are there. Why would they after this disastrous start? But
well, that's not a ringing endorsement.
I'm so annoyed. Okay, I'm muting again to make sure I have things right. It looks like it's going like 5 different times. I just hate change. I hate StreamYard right now. I hate change. So let me try to figure out one more thing. I'm going on another minute.
So yes, Mike, Meg does need a smoke and a shot. Probably a couple of shots. I'm guessing she's going to have a little bit of bourbon tonight. Sorry for the technical issues, but we appreciate all your support and sticking with us. We'll get into all our DGen stuff shortly. I'll continue to recap. It was, football's football, and the NFL. Even bad games can be interesting. Maybe the most notable of those being the Houston Jaguars game, where the Jags let a big lead slip away, and Davis Mills, who you were bold enough to roster him, won you some money yesterday. That was one of the worst performances. Giants were another one. This way, Daboll lost. They had a 10-point lead, couldn't hang on to it. And it's not just Jackson Dart getting injured. They made some bad decisions. The way they handled things, they had a chance to do a touchdown from the half yard, or a 4th and goal from the half yard line. They opted to take the points of the field goal. That did not work out. So, and the other bad game, Jets Cleveland, yet another game that Justin Fields has less than 60 yards passing, but this time they win. So that was at least interesting. But they won because of a punt and kickoff return for touchdown.
Okay, I am with you if you need to. So you've been crushing it vamping, by the way. What a team the siblings are. So I apologize for my pouting, but StreamYard has all these different settings. I thought I understood it. I apparently deleted something, and it streams 2 ways. I think it's stupid. I hate change, but I'm going to let it go. We're going to start fresh. I have my emotional support dog, Rudy, here, who hopefully doesn't bite my hand today. So we'll start fresh, but thank you for revamping. I'm glad we're live now. Thank you for your patience with us. But yes, thank you for letting us know too. Mike Robb, of course, good to see Eddie in here. I haven't had SIGs since freshman year of college, but I might need a SIG right now. So, and a shot. Texans game was so rigged. That was a crazy, crazy wild comeback. Yes. Good job, Rudy. Yes. You emotional support dog. Yes, you are. I'll say, Steve, as far as a summary of yesterday, a lot of, like you said, upsets or just surprising wins, like the Saints, the Texans to the point, the Dolphins, the Bears coming back. It was a wild day of all that stuff. Rudy, come on. And I just had it. I was going to say the one that surprised me the most was something, and it's gone. So don't know. But no, it was a fun week of football for me, and we will get into best ball here in a minute. For best ball, personally, I knew it was going to be a rough week, have a ton of exposure to Dallas Bengals. Oh, let's talk about Joe Burrow. Did you already mention him coming back potentially Thanksgiving night? That's wild.
Yeah. The The potentially he's open to come back week 13, which would be Thanksgiving night, as you mentioned.
Yeah. So, which is against the Ravens, right? I mean, and Ravens Bengals historically have some massive shootouts. So, very interesting. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be a rough week with all the buys this week. My marathon fell to 5th, but I had 10 live spots for 5 or 10 live players for 8 spots. And I just needed the 2 quarterbacks in the offense. I had 5 of the 10 going last night. And that obviously was a disappointing game from a offense firepower perspective. But I mean, honestly, just one more Herbert touchdown. If that Roman Wilson touchdown goes to Freiermuth or Metcalf, I'm probably right back at first or second. So only 13 points out of first. I am going to need to have other players step up since it's gotten thin without Scatterbo and Braylon Allen, but we push on. We will look at, we're going to cover underdog. We're going to cover, you basically did the week 10 recap. I mean, basically for DFS, you had to play, like you said, like Gibbs, a chain, Travion Henderson, like these guys that were popping for these big 30, 40 point scores, right?
Yeah. I mean, this was another week. Last week was much more wide receiver focused, and there have been very few of those weeks this year. This week was all about the running backs. I mean, JT wasn't even on the main slate, absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
And Gibbs and a chain had, if you were playing, whether underdog dailies or the DFS, you absolutely had to have those 2 guys. And then a guy like Travion Henderson had a breakout day, and it looks, like nothing in comparison to what some of these other guys are doing on the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it was a crazy week. Obviously we finished it up tonight. Eagles Packers, that should be a good one. Personally, for my bags, I'm hoping it's not like a crazy shootout score, but we will see. Obviously the narrative is Packers are against, have always been the lead charge against the tush push. Sirianni and Hurts and the company know that that's definitely the narrative in play here. How many tush push touchdowns does Hurts get, or how often do they use the tush push? I think that is the big narrative. And like we said in Discord today, some of those narratives come to fruition, like Diggs back to Buffalo, David Montgomery playing in front of his family in Cincinnati. And some of those narratives fall totally flat on their face. You don't know, but Hurts is anytime touchdown price. I got it at plus 105. So for that, I'm taking the shot, laddering it up, having a little fun with that. So we'll get into that because, again, DGen Power Hour on Mondays, we do best ball bag check. We talk DFS early look for week now 11. Can't believe we're there. And then do a couple early underdog drafts before we go over to Monday Night Street. So why don't we hit that? Let me catch up with chat first. Again, we appreciate you being patient. The next time, I think I'm just going to set it up the same way I always do so it doesn't have this confusion. Because I think it essentially set up 2 streams, and that was the issue, Steve, is I canceled one, then I had to add it back. So like basically what Paul's saying is it shows both like a stream form regular and like almost like a shorts vertical. So I'll probably just do what I always do because I'm old and that's what I like to do. Because I think some views it looks like a YouTube short or whatever. And it has the regular view. So I'll just go back to the old way of setting it up. Don't believe in anything new. Eddie said he had his grandpa's funeral. We're very sorry to hear that, Eddie. Condolences, thoughts and prayers to you and your family. I wanted to shout him out and thank him for all the veterans in their service. Yes, obviously Veterans Day tomorrow. So absolutely thanking, because Steve will be streaming tomorrow. I won't. So absolutely always been into recognizing our military and thanking our veterans. So absolutely thank you to all of our veterans out there, whether you are yourself or one of your friends or family members are, for sure. I used to love when we used to go to Washington games. And like yesterday, obviously the president was there, but they would always do a lot for, remember,
a lot of military stuff.
Yeah. A lot of military, a lot of patriotic stuff. Remember really good flyers. Did you see the flyover over the stadium of Air Force One or whatever?
Yeah.
That was wild to see, like how that was really cool to see. I couldn't imagine being there. There used to be, going to Washington games, and especially around Veterans Day, like amazing flyovers. I always, me, Steve, being at the games with me, I love the flyovers, love the fireworks. I'm like a little kid. But remember the one time it was who sings the song God Bless the USA? Lee Greenwood. Lee Greenwood was that. I mean, this was probably like I don't know, maybe 8 years, and not to maybe 8 or 10 years ago, probably
Yeah.
like 2015, 2016. We stopped getting tickets like 17 or something. But yeah, he sang it and it was so, so, so cool. So yes, again, happy Veterans Day to all our veterans this week. Mike says big game this week, Shops First Candle Enterprises. What does that mean?
Jack Candles is a Dolphins fan.
Oh, now I know. First Candle Enterprises. Yes, it is the Shops First Candle Enterprises. We love Chad Candles. Of course, shout out to the best morning streamer in town. Literally in my town, in Baltimore. But no, he is the best ball morning streamer and is awesome Monday through Friday. So consistent and awesome streams. Already has punched his ticket to the Dog Bowl. So cool. Yeah, the Davis Mills earned his tree stars. That was I did not see the Davis Mills little breakout coming. I in fact had an opportunity to play Nico in a DK lineup, and I was like, nope, not touching that. But it was wrong there. All right, we got that all figured out. And yes, absolutely, Eddie having a lot of vets in his family, absolutely send our happy Veterans Day to them. So let me bring over DB is updated, Steve, which is awesome. Shout out to Patrick Donovan for all he does for the community. Let me bring that over first, not my Instacart. Okay. All right. So yeah, mine unfortunately went down a little bit, Steve, after the update. When I looked last night, it wasn't fully. So let's go to portfolio and we'll go look at me first. I want to say last week I was at 27%. So rough week across the board for me, obviously falling from first to fifth in the marathon, but also I was at like close to, I want to say 27% last week. I'm at 23.5%. Still good, still happy, but lost a couple. Like I think I had 8 total Husky teams. And I think I had like 4 out of 8 and I lost one there. I had where was it? I did gain there's 1 or 2 I gained, and I think it is I gained a Chow Chow, and I think one of these Chow Chows is definitely a sibling showdown. And then Bulldog, which was what I was in the finals last year, I had 2 of 4 advancing, now 1 of 4 advancing. So again, you can still get those back. This is, for both the marathon situation or Steve's drafters situation, season long, or these playoff contests, we still have 11, 12, 13, 14. So we still have 4 weeks to punch our ticket to playoffs and to when this number, does not matter until week 14 ends. So while it's great when it was, if it goes from low to high or high to low, all that matters is what this number is when week 14 ends. But that's why we do the bag checks every week to kind of get a pulse. So I definitely did go down this week. I lost some bigger teams like a Husky and a Bulldog, and I want to say one other one, but I'm staying strong in the super flex for sure. I am 5 out of 24, so 20% in the BBM. Didn't do many BBM, didn't do a ton of sprint because I did go harder in the marathon, and I'm glad I did. Where is the sprint? Do you see that? At the top. Yeah. So right at 16, 4 out. I think I lost one of those. So again, all that matters is what is after week, 4 more weeks. But I mean, yeah, 24% in the big board, 20% in the BBM, 16 in the sprint, but doing really well in all the, super flex for me, and still doing well overall in the higher dollar stuff like the pug and up essentially, but I did lose a couple this week, so hopefully I can get them back. Dak and my Cowboys are back. So let's anything else you want to point out about my portfolio, Steve, before we check yours?
No, I was going to mention that like I know you're high on the Cowboys, including Dak, and also I know you're high on like Higgins.
Some Bengals overall, quite honestly. Yeah.
So that's part of it, and I know not that we've gotten much from them, but like high on some Titans like Chig and Ridley and stuff like that. Maybe Ridley will come back after the bye. I don't know. I hope.
Yeah. Okay. So Steve-O speak. I think you're above. Yeah, you're right at essentially 25%, 24.7%, 400 of essentially over 1,600. So that's a good spot to be in. 25% is excellent, in best ball. And I mean, honestly, if you and I can be around 25% with the higher quantities that we both did respectively, I think that would be really good. I think you and I both have strong feelings of course, wanting them into those higher dollar good advanced rate contests too, and keeping an eye on that. But yeah, you're looking good. Big board 22%, sprint 24%. And I think you lost a couple there because I think you're at 30. Unfortunately, BBM is 21%. So still good. I know you lost a little on the sprint and BBM, maybe big board too. But again, all that matters is where it's at in 4 weeks. But we will keep checking in each and every Monday here as well. And hopefully StreamYard.
I'll do a full check tomorrow after tonight's game, but I lost some in those tournaments, but I gained some. Like I gained a Chow Chow, I gained a Husky, I gained Dalmatian back.
Yeah, your bigger dollar ones are looking really good. I mean, look at this: 20 Huskies drafted, 9 out of 20. That's excellent. Pitbull 30%, 3 out of 10. Chow Chow 3 out of 9, 33%. That is excellent. Like you said, Dalmatian, that's the 101, obviously. 2 out of 3. I mean, those are key. Bulldog 3 out of 4. I mean, that's amazing. If you can hold those advance rates are like the 1 of 5, 2 of 10, 2 of 8 type advance rates, and sometimes better. I think the new Bulldog advance rates were really good. So like these are the ones you really want to push through to playoffs and just let then the chips fall with these really good advance rates and stuff. And of course we want to be in the flagship contest too. I know we both leaned into the super flex too. But the flagships like the sprint and the BBM as well, obviously the marathon and drafters and that kind of stuff. So, it's kind of just keep an eye on all of this and knowing it literally is a sprint. It literally is a marathon and a sprint really, here. So, 1 week does not define you, good or bad. And hopefully we can just keep going up from here. But yeah, I still think we're in a good place. Any thoughts or things that you wanted to point out in your portfolio specifically?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm big board was one that unfortunately I had higher hopes for after last year. And I'm underweight in that because the base would be 25%.
25,
so,
yeah.
That one's disappointing, but
let's check out your best big board team. Best big board team is Caleb, Bryce, Gino, Gibbs, Taylor, and then of course Scottaboo is so sad. Jalen Wright, Rashad Smith, Kenneth Gainwell, JSN, Roma Dunze, Devontae Adams, Luther Burden, Debo, Travis Hunter, Besh, Palmer, and then Warren Komet Gasecki. So yeah, no, that's still, I think, strong overall. Obviously, I think for both you and I being so overweight and a massive stand on Scottaboo, who was a league winner, and then we just lost him way too early. That is tough to see it in there because in every one you see him in, you think, okay, even if he's not going to have 3 touchdowns every week, but like even his games where he didn't even have a touchdown, he was getting enough receiving work where he was doing enough of all-purpose yards and receptions to kind of just be a viable score, and then there are the weeks where he gets a touchdown or more, then it's Yahtzee. So that one is still, 3 weeks later, a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to point out? And then I wanted to point out one thing about your particular, something I noticed, especially on yours. I looked at all 4 of our family our parents last year. Our parents and Steve and I were all in the finals. All 4 of us were in the finals last year. And that was really, 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 really cool. Steve, of course, had 13 finals in 16 total between DraftKings and Underdog. But that was really cool. So I looked through all of our families, but I was checking our Burrow exposure. You look at your Burrow, and I think there's an interesting note for you, which is a good thing, in my opinion. This means 33. I mean, you dropped 169 Burrow. Does that mean you had 19% Burrow, I assume?
No. I'm advancing 19% Burrow.
I think that's incredible. I mean, like, I don't think many people are in that situation. So yeah, you had 169 out of your 1,600. So yeah, you had like 10% Burrow. And then you're advancing 16% with 33 currently. And that's not even the ones that maybe in like, 3rd, 4th, 5th place or something like that still have a shot. That's pretty damn exciting in my opinion. So I think that I know our dad has a really good Husky team. a really good Husky team with Burrow. So that's exciting for him. But like, other than that, his portfolio is not huge. My portfolio, much smaller than yours, but I don't think of note mine had anything major with Burrow that was really exciting. Oh, what was a note? So 40 of my, whatever, however many, well, let me take it out. I forget. I want to know now how many of these out, because this isn't marathon. This isn't rookie sophomores. So I had 40 out of 272. Right? Am I explaining this right? So I drafted 40 of my 272, had Burrow 5 out of 40. So 12%, 12.5% of mine are advancing. What is cool though, is there's a BBM. I think there's a BBM that's like in third or fourth place too. There's a sprint. There's a Dachshund, German Shepherd, and Superflex. So all ones where it's kind of like, the two flagship, a good advance rates and a Superflex where, that's just fun to have Burrow. But I think it's much more prevalent or noticeable for you that could really be a powerful thing, for you, the 33, 19% and 33.
Could you scroll down for me?
Sure. Yeah. Because you can see what it is. Obviously, some are super flex, but a lot like big board puppy, puppy 2, puppy 4, a lot of puppies, but 3 BBMs, 1
I was
sprint.
9 puppy 3.
Yeah, you were locked in.
He's killing me clearly in the puppy super flex, only 3 of 24.
Right. But who knows? Maybe in weeks 13 and 14, he helps push a couple more over. You know what I mean? Because okay, so you have 24 Burrow Superflex teams currently advancing 3. So maybe you get a few more then. That's cool too, because this is obviously just reflecting what's currently advancing.
Yeah.
But 5 in the puppy, 3 BBM, 1 sprint. I was just trying to see any bigger dollar ones. These are littler dollar ones. Husky, Chow Chow, a Husky. The Husky 2, which is the one Dad had. Dad has a Burrow team I love his team in the Husky 2, which he has claimed to Steve and I that he is taking down the Husky 2. Even though Steve and I have actually, I think my advancing rates are better in the actual Husky. So, Hound Dog. I think that's fun to look at with the news we got today. Anything else you wanted to look at on your portfolio, Steve?
No, that's a good point, because so often I'm looking at, like last week, how much Tucker Craft do I have? How much games get, these types of things. Jane Daniels, like.
Let's just see like how much Scatterboo you're still advancing, because he was a good, you're advancing 24% of your Scatterboo teams, because he was like, when people said, well, he'll be the chaperone, he might end up being the chaperone for, and that is so true. And that's what
eight games, he had 7 usable weeks, including 2 20+ point spike weeks.
Exactly. Our guy Eddie says, I'm nervous for my Flacco bags with Burrow practicing. I think we kind of knew we weren't going to have him the whole time, most likely. I think when we drafted him, even just thinking he'd be on Cleveland, we didn't think he'd play the whole season. So I think personally, Flacco has given us going to Cincinnati much more than we ever thought for the teams you did draft.
Flacco would not be putting up these numbers clearly in Cleveland.
Right.
His like Steelers game and Bears game, even the Jets game, he had a pretty good week. That's more points than like Dylan Gabriel has had his entire year.
Right. Yeah. So and as far as, let me go to the leaderboard and look at anything specifically you want to look at. BBM, I'm not sure if you're placing or anything like that. And you've got 5,900. I know it's interesting how they, he does the data that it's basically saying this thing's definitely moving on. And, who knows what, but those kind of things are cool to look at too. I have, like I said, just, 24 and, but you're advancing 17 of 80 for 21% right now. Hopefully that goes up a little more. Because how many of your BBMs did you have Burrow too? Let me check that really quick. Oh, we looked at, I think it said, or let's look at how close some are out, right? So you're advancing. Is the white not advancing? I'm confused.
Correct. Just the yellow are advancing.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. So you're advancing, 3 of 8 of your Burrow BBMs. And then so this white one, okay, that's 7. Yeah. So what do you think? Here's a good question as best ball bag checking. 4 weeks to go till playoffs, or 11, 12, 13, 14, 4 weeks to go till we know who's moving on or what teams are moving on to playoffs. What do you think the threshold number at this point is? Like, okay, I'm X this ahead. I feel good. Like, they're saying you're 42% ahead and a 76% chance of it moving on. Like, what do you think X, for some reason, this one is a little lower with 83. What do you think an X points ahead feels good? And what do you think an X points can still be caught up in 4 weeks? I know that's a very subjective question, but I'm just curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely matters, like, who you have left versus who they have left also, because
and
if
the
you're
buys and that kind of stuff.
like if you're trailing a team and they have, like multiple guys missing, maybe not this week because it's Colts Saints, but say week 12, which has a lot of teams, and week 4, like there's no buys on week 13, but like they have like 3 key guys on week 12 and then 3 key guys on week 14, then you have a much better chance, and you've like almost no buys left, you have a much better chance of catching them. But if they are pristine and you're the one missing McCaffrey week 14, and well, there's nobody left on the Giants, but you're missing McCaffrey and T-Mac and somebody else week 14, then yeah, that's gonna be tougher to catch up. And same with injuries. Like I don't know if you saw right before stream I saw, like Garrett Wilson's expected to miss the next 3 or 4 weeks, so he's probably not he's not playing another game until playoffs. So
right.
That's not going to help. So it's those kind of things that are dependent.
Sorry, so what do you think?
In general, I think 50 points is still very doable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just outscoring your opponent like 12.5 points a week on average.
Mm-hmm.
6, like in the right setup, 60, 70 points, you could probably still make. If you're up, I think if you're up 75, you're pretty safe. If you're up 100, you're pretty much locked.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now if it's a terrible scenario and you're going to have and it's also a week, like if you just have a lot of injuries and you're not going to have a quarterback week 14,
right, that's going to be a problem. Yeah,
that kind of stuff, because that could be, and that happened to me last year.
Like you said, there's a lot of buys on week 12. Well, and Jaden, or or like Jaden's not back, before the playoffs, and then you have a week 14 quarterback buy, and then you're like, well, yeah, then that's not. Greg, say please stop bullying Steve. Mike Robb always has Steve's back. That's hysterical. Mike Robb, we love you. Thank you so much for the super chat and the ongoing support. Again, we appreciate everybody coming in, hitting that like button. Of course, making sure you're subscribed to the FanSpeak Network shows every single weekday, sometimes multiple. And then, of course, sub to our Substack. Its link is in the description, and it's only $34.99 for the entire year. You could do $10 a month too. So, but we very, very much appreciate your super chat. I'm sorry, Steve, was I bullying you?
I mean, I'm just used to it at this point.
But Mike Robb, I'll listen to whatever you say. I'm going to be so nice to Steve the whole rest of the time.
Good luck.
Okay, so you feel like 50 is where you could feel like, oh, maybe I could still, have it.
Like 50, you still need things breaking your way.
Right.
And it would help if they were missing some guys. But I think that's still very doable. Beyond that, I think you really need things breaking your way. Like that, like 20-ish points, I think you're very live. Now, 20 points and you're, you don't have Burrow, like you had Burrow, Daniel Jones, and Tyler Shuck as your quarterbacks, and quarterback this week. That's you're taking a 0, but that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
So a lot of it depends. But
this is your team, and does it say what place it is? Okay, yeah. Oh, this isn't Who Hames isn't there. Oh, you're fighting with Who Hames.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This was as clearly you were in like a Who Hames stream draft because of the Lolsamo, and some names. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, you're battling out with Who Hames. Sorry, I just clicked off of it. It's so you were 60 some points, but yeah. So that's just interesting. Yeah, interesting to see. But hopefully these 3 hold for you. This one's close. Only 2 points in the.
On this one, I could get points tonight even, because right now only Geno's played and he got like 6 points the other night. So Jordan Love gets more than
6
points.
Yeah. Absolutely. There was one other thing I wanted to show in this, and now I can't remember. Let me hold on. Let me go to mine. I think I was curious which one I had a couple Burrow, I thought. And I was just okay, so it's just one of two. And this one clearly has a 0% chance. It's 210 points out. Okay, yeah, I want to see which one. Oh, I know. This was Pat. This is Fancy Dog Pound because that's Mom's birthday. And I remember my friends at Best Ball was Pat. So this was a Pat Fancy Dog Pound currently advancing a BBM with Pat, who, by the way, killing it. He's like, did you see? He's like 30% on. Yeah, good shout out to Pat. Amazing advance rate, and hope that leads to very good things for you. But yeah, Burrow, Rogers, so Rogers and Danny Dimes holding it down. This is a fun, that's fun. I like that.
Because like for instance, this is a team you'll obviously need Rogers next week because Daniel Jones is on bye, but it's getting Chase and Higgins back. It's like the running backs are past their buys. Yeah, well, Rico's week 14, but running backs are pretty safe. It does have Kraft, but McBride's past his bye, so you're just riding with the hottest tight end in the league right now.
Right.
So no, that's a very, very good spot.
Yeah, the other thing of note, they don't have rookie and sophomores on here, but Steve and I both were crushing rookie and sophomore because of Scatterbo. And I had before he went down, my rookie sophomore was I think I did 50 some, and I had a 45% advance rate, and it has plummeted to 20 some percent now. And it just goes down each week. But I will say there's a couple fun teams that Scatterbo will clearly be a big reason it will go to playoffs. And it has enough life that I have a lot of, I actually didn't do as much Jaden. I did a lot more Genty at 1, and so and sometimes I had some Genty Scatterbo where they were really the only good running backs. So I have a lot of May, Caleb, Genty, Scatterbo type thing where Scatterbo really is going to help get me there. But if May, Caleb, Genty, so still some hope for that overall.
Yeah, I mean, rookie sophomore is kind of wild this year with some of the key running back injuries. I mean, Bucky's been out this entire time, a lot of big injuries. Jaden Daniels at quarterback, McCarthy missed a lot of time. Now Bowers missed a lot of time. So just been a lot of now Travis Hunter. So it's been real, and Brian Thomas even. So a lot of weird issues there.
Yeah. And just over to the marathon quickly. I will say this football is fun team is going to be tough because it's very deep. It could get more points tonight with Barkley. I hope it doesn't. But because I think it has to jump Walker in the flex.
Probably maybe Walker.
Yeah, whatever the case was, it would have to jump. So it'd have to do something to get higher. But it's got tons of depth everywhere. Has stayed pretty healthy, which that's been rough for me. But we push on. We're at 5th. Fell from 1st to 5th, but only 13 points out of 1st. And again, had Herbert gotten one more touchdown, had that Roman Wilson touchdown gone to Freiermuth or DK, I'd probably be right up here. But 13 points out, again, past my worst week as far as buys. If they can stay healthy, I still think it can make noise. So I'm still very excited about it. I only have one quarterback buy left, Herbert. Jonathan Taylor's on bye this week. That's going to be tough, but I'm really hoping if Bucky's still out, if Bucky's still out, Rachaad White has an excellent matchup. The Bills' run defense is horrible. So hoping McCaffrey and Rachaad White can hang in there. Maybe Taj Brooks can do something with Pirine out. And then McCaffrey on week 14, but pretty much just, then Keenan week 12, Diggs week 14. And that's it. It's not like this week where I had so many people on bye. There's just going to be 1 or 2, 3 of the next 4 weeks. And, I feel pretty good about that. And then, definitely if Braylon Allen could come back, that would be amazing. But if Rachaad White can keep doing his thing, if Taj Brooks can get more active, that'll help the Scattermoo loss, which was a biggie, especially now. So with these buys coming up for JT and McCaffrey. So just hoping for the best here. Still think this is I love the way I built this team. Still love this team. Still hope it's going to be a fun team to root on. And yeah, 13 points back in 5th. Any other updates for you, Steve?
Look at mine. I can't remember what rank I'm at.
Yes. So yeah, if I do, it'll show all of them, right? So unfortunately, I also fell. I had like 5 in the top 1,000, 4 in the top 1,000. Now I'm just down to 2 in the top 1,000. But I have like, in the top 2,000, at least like 6 or so. And I think caching, because it isn't like 12,000, the cash line.
Yeah, it shows you what's caching.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, thank you. Yeah, so I think I'm cashing like 18 out of my 53, which is nice too. So that's good. Let's go check out you here. And 105 teams. Oh, it showed the total payout. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at 90. So that's good. Currently winning 750. So that is definitely hopefully gonna be a sweat. Let's check that team out. Nix, Caleb, Gino, Genty, Achane, who had a massive week, James Cook, how did he not have a massive week? And then Braylon Daddle. So yeah, I like that running back room. Even without like JT, that's still a really solid running back room. Devontae Adams, Ricky Pearsall, Roman Dunze, Shakir, Pop Douglas, Troy Franklin, Diami Brown, Evan Ingram, Jake Ferguson, Jawan Johnson. So I'm trying to think through your bye weeks. You're past a lot of bye weeks.
Yeah, too. I mean, we're the only, week 14, Ricky, if he's even back by then, and then Pop Douglas. Troy Franklin is next week.
Okay.
Okay. And then,
but running backs, I think you're.
Achane is next week.
Oh, okay.
And then Daddle is week 14. So I mean, they're spread out.
Yeah. So no, that's good. And then 156. You have 1, 2, 3 in the top 500. 4, 5, 6, 7 in the top 1,000, because these ones in like the 800s, they could work their way up to make 100 or 200 or 300. You know what I mean? So let's just take a quick peek at this 156, 1, 2, Nix, Drake May, Gino, and then this is a Christian McCaffrey, JT, Hampton, hopefully get him back. Ford Rodriguez, who scored this week, Pickens, Devonta tonight, Rome, Cooper Kupp, Mims, Tillman, Diami Brown, Roman Wilson, who of course I was hoping that was Freiermuth or DK, but that helps you, Ferguson, Jonnu. So yeah, I mean, you definitely can make some noise in this tournament. I know you fell on drafters, but you're still in a spot to have, again, it's all going to be what the total overall payout is. And you want that to be ideally significantly higher than you invested in these season-long formats. And you're still very much in a position to do that on drafters and all those contests too. So any other thoughts here, Steve?
No.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Let me see. Mike Robb says, so how easy is to predict Joe Flacco as a student QB next year to fill the final AFC North team? That would be hysterical. I'm looking forward to the Bengals Steelers this week, because that was such a fun, what they call it, the Icy Hot Bowl, the Unk Bowl, whatever. That was so fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it again here this coming week. And I'm hoping Freiermuth can get 2 more tuds too. So let me bring over DraftKings, Steve. Well, I'm starting to bring that over. If you could start just previewing the week's 11 slate.
Yeah. So week 11, I can't remember the Thursday game.
Thursday is May. It's Pats Jets, I believe.
That's right. Then we have the Madrid game, Washington versus Dolphins. I'm sure this is exactly what Spain signed up for.
Oh yeah, they had no idea.
But then that game could actually be high scoring, because I don't think there's a lot of defense in the game. So guys like Achane and a few others maybe get there. Just back to the Thursday game. I mean, I mentioned it before. The Jets, I'm gonna think May puts up a big game. May didn't have a massive fantasy game because Henderson got there, but I think versus the Jets, secondary without Sauce Gardner, I look for him to take advantage that Dylan Gabriel could not. So very much like that. So, but on to the main slate. We have
QBs. You do have, Josh Allen, Lamar, Mahomes, Stafford, Mayfield, Herbert at the top. What are you thinking there?
Allen, look, their backs are kind of against the wall now, and Tampa has a bad secondary, as we have seen. So I could see him. I mean, he gets 23 points regardless, basically
Yeah.
every game. So
He just hasn't had a ceiling game since week 1. Or he had 28 points, excuse me, against
yeah,
KC. So
yeah. So but this is like those games. This is a tough matchup. I mean, yesterday turned into one, and it really wasn't him. I know he had the bad interception, but he completed 70% of passes, threw for 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. It really wasn't his fault. The defense was atrocious.
so bad. I hope
And so that could make this a really high scoring game. I mean, when Allen has to get pushed, like they could put up. We know this Bills offense can put up a lot of points. So I'm definitely intrigued there. I don't think I'll go Lamar just as much as Lamar can always do it. It's like Cleveland, like more likely slow.
He did get 26 in the first matchup, but and they did held down Henry. But yeah, I don't love that against Cleveland.
Yeah. So to me though, Justin Herbert, that's the guy.
Well, I certainly hope so. Why do you think this is
Jacksonville's defense is really bad. If Davis Mills can do what he did.
I thought they were middle of the year. They were doing so well.
Beginning of the year, they were very good. They're been awful. I mean, Raiders put up a shootout against them. Texans with no Stroud put up, had a shootout game against them. Like their defense since that Chiefs game has just totally collapsed.
Okay, well, I hope so. 6.3K for Herbert. Any other ones you want to mention? Then you get into the Knicks.
I mean, look, we've seen the Giants, and especially now losing their coach, Jordan Love. I think that's very fair.
Yeah, and obviously Price is already out before tonight's game too.
Exactly. So, yeah. Caleb Williams, like we're seeing him use his legs more. He did that week 1 against the Vikings.
2 weeks in a row over 50 yards rushing.
Yeah, and he needs to. Like he's still very inconsistent as a passer. Both those games under 60% completion. Still, he has some big throws, but if he's going to use his legs like this, we're going to get fantasy points. And I think this is a game that, I'm fine doing it. Obviously, the first game was in Chicago. This is in Minnesota, but I'm going to at least be considering Caleb. I could see this Darnold Stafford game become a shootout. I know two good defenses. I mean, Darnold had to do nothing yesterday.
Yeah.
12 attempts, and he completed 10 of them. I mean, he still looked fine.
That's insane.
He only had one incomplete pass that fell to the ground. It was either his team or the opponent.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, while I'm going to answer this question for Mike, can you make sure you have the right mic input on? It just seems a little hot. And if it is, just maybe touch it down a little bit. I'm going to look up Mike's question on the weather. I'm also going to bring up, while Steve's checking his mic, the Flacco Rodgers, obviously the rematch of the Unk Bowl, Icy Hat Bowl. Flacco scored 36 points in that last one. He's 5.5K still. Rodgers scored. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Wait, talk again. Are you still talking?
No.
Okay. Okay. You could go back to, I'll just say, what do you think about Rodgers scored only 24 in that one because he had 4 touchdowns, but 249 obviously doesn't get anything on the ground. Do you like Flacco or Rodgers in this rematch in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's very likely to be a potential shootout again. And Cincinnati's defense is awful. Pittsburgh's defense has played a lot better the last couple of weeks. Even last night, they were playing pretty well. But I still think Flacco with those 2 receivers is just so tough to stop. I mean, this time, like you said, it's in Pittsburgh. But I know Warren had a big game that game, and he ran better last night. But he's just been so inconsistent. I can't imagine he's going to be enough for them to keep Rodgers from having to throw. So those are the games I'm most interested in early on.
Okay. I'm still looking up the Roto Grinders does not have the week 11 weather up. I'm actually looking at Buffalo weather right now. While you talk at top of the board, obviously Jonathan Taylor on bye.
Yeah, JT, but still some other big time running backs.
What's been going on with Bijan? I mean, can you figure this out for me? I mean, 6, 17, 10, and
the big problem is he's not getting touchdowns. I don't know why they keep avoiding to give him touch. Like Algier stealing them.
Algier had 2 again, right?
And Drake London had another one. So that's the thing. He only has 4 touchdowns on the year. For as much usage as he has rushing and receiving, that is insane. You compare that to McCaffrey, JT, any of these other backs. I mean, Josh Jacobs has twice as many touchdowns.
And they're losing too. So it's not like you can
Yeah.
say, well, we're winning, so who cares? I mean, I understand Algiers still getting there and Drake London's still getting there. But to me, it's like, use your best player, especially if you're losing. Like when James Cook, when the Bills were lost a few and lost this one, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, are we getting too cute? You're losing, like, make it work. Just a quick update on the weather. I'm seeing Buffalo, New York on Sunday to be 41 and light rain in the morning. So definitely stay tuned. We will circle back to the Kevin Routh weather report because he is definitely more specific to the stadium and all that good thing. Yeah, I was definitely hating on the long necks last week, and the long neck put me in my place big time. You nailed that. I was hand up. I was wrong on that. Did not see that coming. So yeah, very, very unfortunate for Bijan and the Bijan bags. But Carolina, I know they've been a better run defense than we anticipated. So McCaffrey, Bijan, Jacobs, Cook.
Love Jacob. I mean, Jacobs against the Giants is such a smash play.
Yeah. Okay, and then obviously, Cook Tampa. That's a tough
matchup. But then we saw speed does kill Tampa. We saw that with Jahmyr Gibbs. We saw that with Travion Henderson. Your normal running back in between the tackles does not work against Tampa, but you get to the outside, they can get beat.
Yeah. Okay. What else do you? So you're liking Jacobs the most up top. Then I'm personally hoping Bucky's still out. Then you got Kyron, Dowdle, Henry, Judkins, Rashad White. If Bucky is indeed out, has an excellent matchup against Buffalo at 6.2K. So I would have interest there and selfishly need him. And then it's, Warren, Hampton's out, Vidal, Swift, all that. So what was the split with Swift? Because Mononga got the touchdown, but didn't get the yards I thought he would.
It was 68 to 13. Whatever percent. So he had more work for sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I actually thought it was going to be either 50-50 or lean Mononga's way. So what are your thoughts in this mid-range running backs then?
I mean, like I said, Warren crushed this matchup before, and we know the Bengals are awful. He's had plenty of great matchups before, and he just doesn't also produce fantasy points. He had 11 points, even rushing for 5-point yards per carry. There's just not enough meat on the bone there. And he's not going to get 2 touchdowns every week like he did in that Colts game. Just another guy he's not a big touchdown guy. He's actually not as big of a receiving guy as people think he is. So I think he's paying for an inflated price, even though the matchup's great. I'd much rather play Rashard White, even though Sean Tucker is splitting some work with him. I think Rico is in another smash spot. Carolina offense isn't perfect, but he is talented.
So basically, he got the touchdown. His yards per carry were terrible yesterday.
Well, they couldn't do anything passing, so they just stacked the box against them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Okay, so you'd be willing to go back there. Then Mason's been unseated too, which has been unfortunate for my bags. Anything else then mid-low? What about Chase Brown in that Pittsburgh game? Only had 15 points in the first matchup.
Yeah, but I mean, had he gotten a touchdown, he would have been a smash. He had his best rushing performance. So I think Chase Brown is fair. I think, I don't love it, but Woody Marks against Tennessee, he had a big game against them the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tennessee's going to change coming off the bye. So
that makes sense. Anything else like a
I haven't seen the latest on Dobbins. I'm assuming he's out.
I just wanted to see, did Walker, how many carries? He got 14 carries. So he's basically getting between the 20s and Charbonnet is the one getting the score. So what's Charbonnet's price? Oh, you asked about Dobbins. Update on that. I apologize. Getting a second opinion. So if Dobbins is out, then
play.
Yeah. Harvey is 5.4K. So definitely
even a tough matchup versus the Chiefs. I just think they're going to need him if they have any chance.
Yeah. Mononga got, only 7 attempts. I did not see that. I really thought it was going to be 50-50. So I was definitely wrong on that.
They're also behind a lot. So Swift got 8 targets in the game. So
I
think that helped with it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch up on like the data of yesterday. Obviously. Okay, so he got 14 attempts too. Charbonnet, that is. So they just ran the hell out of the ball, but he got the touchdown, which is why he scored more than Walker. Anything else? You have the little vulture down here at 4.8K. Anything else that you like?
Not really, no, unless we get like some news on particular injuries or stuff like that.
Right. Okay. So to receiver we go. JSN, Puka, Chase, of course, went nuclear in that game against Pittsburgh for 41 points. So yeah, JSN, Puka, Chase, Rice, Devontae. What did he leave the game with yesterday?
It's like a back injury.
Okay, oblique.
Oblique. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was back too. So keep an eye on that. Jefferson, what world would we think Jefferson's priced down 7.5? But here we are. London and Buka. What do you like up top here at receiver, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, Chase is a must play. Depending on if Adams is out, then I would definitely go Puka. If not, I mean, look, Stafford's going to get them the ball, but yesterday was another day where Adams outscored Puka. So the price difference, I'd still kind of prefer Adams. And JSN, I mean, his target share is just ridiculous. I know there's no Torrey Horton, but he's and Shaheed will start working him more.
Oh, he had 5 catches, but 93 and a touchdown yesterday. Like you said, they barely threw. So that's wild.
He had 6 of the 12 targets that Darnold threw.
Holy cow, that's crazy. That is absolutely wild. So JSN, Chase are your priority spends. Okay.
And then Puka if Adams is out.
Right. Totally makes sense there. Okay. Middle range. I mentioned Jefferson, London, and Buka.
London is looking great. The first match against Carolina, the whole team sucked. But he's been so good these last,
really 4 of the last 5 games have been insanely good, since week 4. Then
really
so then he was out 1 game. So that's a great point against Carolina. And Buka, Nico, Ladd, who had a good game last night. Flowers. What do you like?
Ladd will continue. It sounds like Gadsden escaped it being a serious injury.
Good. Okay.
I still think Ladd is becoming the guy. Dunze got a touchdown this matchup. The first go around, had 9 targets.
What week was that? That was week 1. Okay. He was only 6 for 37 in the touchdown. So, but that was obviously week 1.
But 9 targets led the team.
Yeah.
And also, Burden was banged up yesterday. I'm not sure what the latest is on him, but that will likely filter things to him even more.
Mike mentions Bateman's out. It's Hopkins time. Get ready for that playoff push to get like 12 place teams to 10. I didn't realize I did see that now. And then we do need to. So yeah, what is Hopkins price? Just out of curiosity.
Or is Bateman, is it 100% he's out? I know he left the game early with injury.
My computer is being slow. Let's see. Okay. Monday, Bateman sustained ankle sprain. So it sounds like he expects it to be okay, but declined to specify if Bateman is expected to miss any time. So TBD on that one. Further down, we have to see if Pearsall finally makes his comeback. Then you got this range of like Higgins. Obviously, if you want to double stack that game, again, I'm rooting for him in that last game. He did have 6 for 96 and a touchdown. So Higgins, Sutton, Marv, Metcalf, Ted. There's a lot in this range, honestly. Any that you'd prioritize over another?
Definitely Marvin Harrison. I think San Francisco's secondary is just really banged up, really bad. I know he's only 3, but he got 12 targets. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And again, that's why these prices are very palatable in this like mid 5K range to low 6Ks. I think there's a lot to like there. Of course, we want, like you said, like the JSN Chases of the world. But if you're not able to get there, like there's a lot in this area, in my opinion. Anything down low, again, see if Pearsall comes back. Keenan Allen, Shakir, DJ Moore, Jennings, Parker Watson's been
DJ Moore is going to miss time. I'm surprised there's not even a Q tag there.
Yeah, I was surprised on that too.
QJ Definitely if Gadsden misses time, I think QJ gets more involved.
Yeah.
And his price really wasn't
Yeah,
adjusted.
so that's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Targets, so just something to keep an eye on.
Wow, I did not realize he had 10 targets.
Yeah.
Um,
Like Romeo Dubs, so much is dependent on how tonight goes, what Golden looks like for next week, all this kind of stuff. But he's operating as the team's kind of number one. Watson can get some spike week stuff, but I think Romeo Dubs at 5K is a pretty good price. Slayton, he left the game early, but I think it sounded like he'd be okay. Like I said, most of the injury reporting out of Giants is about Dart and of course the Daboll stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see. Tez Johnson. I mean, he's the clear number 2 now. It sounds like Godwin's going to be out another week.
Yeah, 4 for 42. And 2 touchdowns. Yeah. So, still 4.7. I'm surprised he hasn't crept up to the low 5. So I think that's fair. We'll do a dumpster diving more later this week. Let's go over tight ends and then head over underdog, because then we still want to go to the Monday night streets. So, I do see Watson is 4.4K. See how he does tonight. That's cheap for a big play receiver. Okay. We got McBride, Kittle, Kelsey, watch Gadsden's injury, watch Kincaid's injury. Otten, Theo Johnson had a touchdown yesterday. Kyle Pitts. What are you doing up top from 4.4K to 6.3K?
So depending on how other things shake out this week, early look, I think McBride's very fair. If not, I like Kittle. This feels like more like a week to pay up, just because depending on like if Gadsden and Kate are full loop goes, I think those are very good plays. But if they're not, it's not like we're going to pivot to Will Dissly or Tyler Conklin for the Chargers. And I mean, you could go Dawson Knox if like Kincaid's out, but
sure. What did Loveland do yesterday? Okay, 4
targets, but Kmet was fully out there.
Yeah. Okay. And then Andrews did get the touchdown yesterday. I know we debated that in shows and stuff. And Mike, I did play a likely lineup just for you. Neither of them would have cashed. Neither of them cashed because who did I have? I missed that one, but I did cash in 4 p.m. only with a big old Lions stack and Jawan Jennings and some other pieces. But
I mean, he's always good for a touchdown. The matchup's tough. And we'll have to see on like
you said,
how Musgrave's used tonight, because his price for next week's already set, so that's nice.
No, like keep an eye on tonight, because he's set at 3.7K. My wish, hopes, and dreams is that Pat Freiermuth has another big game, because as you see, 31 points when they played Cincinnati. He's always had Cincinnati's number. That's why I liked him against the Colts, and he sure enough did get a touchdown. He only had 27 yards and a touchdown, because Colts former Cincinnati defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, but he's always had Cincinnati's number. Some of these players and teams just do that. I'm hoping it continues. He went 5 for 111 and 2 tuds. I know the one was a big old long one. I'm not expecting 31 points again, but at 3.2K, I have a lot of interest in hoping that, Pittsburgh gets right again against this horrible Bengals defense, and that Freiermuth is a part of it. Right, Steve?
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely. They should be utilizing him more. They really should.
No, they really should, because, they're talking the broadcast. Obviously, they didn't make any moves at receiver at the trade deadline. They talk in the broadcast. It's really just one receiver and a bunch of.
I mean, Calvin Austin's literally doing setting like in volleyball to the other team.
Oh, I know. He's had multiple of those this year.
Yeah.
Let's get that Roman Wilson in there more than Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin has made some, I'm a team Roman Wilson girl. But it's like they have a bunch of wide receiver fours, after DK. So let's use Jonnu and Freiermuth specifically a little bit more. But I think we did this is just our early look for DraftKings week 11. We will do Thursday, some more lineup building. Saturday, Steve's player, like basically position by position, his player pool. And he does an article on Saturday mornings as well. So Steve, why don't you bring us over to the underdog streets? I'll get out of this. You bring over underdog, say hi to our guy, Chad Candles. It is cold. I had my hood up at one point today. But no, GM, so good to see Chad Candles. We were just talking about you earlier about Dolphins versus Washington in, was it Spain this week? Our two shitty teams playing each other, and talking about how you are the best morning best ball streamer, and so fun to watch in the mornings. But appreciate you jumping in here. And again, if you are watching on Twitter, come over to YouTube Streets, say hi, like Chad Candles, hit that like button. We certainly appreciate that. All right, we're going to get into the underdog streets now. You want to rip a primetime one first,
Yep.
Steve? And then we will jump over to Monday Night Football after this. We already have a couple parlays.
I will count it down, and in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Chad Candles. No, his morning streams have been crushing. It's awesome to see. Absolutely love to see it. And we will be rooting on Chad Candles in the Dog Bowl in a couple weeks, because that's week 14, I believe. So,
yeah.
All right, we're at the turn. Okay, could you quickly click each position individually just so I can see like how scarce it gets? Okay, yeah, we need one of the first.
May Love. We're not taking Justin.
Yeah, we're not. I'd rather be stuck in
Jacobs, Barkley, Hall, Hendo.
Yeah, we don't know. So probably the deepest at receiver then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then click tight end for me, please.
I mean, tight end's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, you can do that last. I just like to see, in these primetime, you really have to see. I mean, even in Battle Royale, but especially in these primetime, you have to see the scarcity of the position. I do not want to be left with Justin Fields. I will say that. With the tush, so what does it go, Barkley? I say with the tush push narrative, we lean into that and take Hurts.
Over your guy May?
Well, yeah, because I think he could get like 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think we'll have the chance for him, but I agree.
Yeah, usually I'm a May girl, but yeah, yep, you were right. We didn't have a stand a chance on that one. All right, do you want to go May? I actually like Devontae Smith, or do you want to go May, Travion Henderson, and kind of stack it up together, or what do you think?
I don't think they correlate well together. I do like Hendo. Do you want to do Henderson and a receiver here?
Like, whoa, how far are we scrolling down there?
Well, like Love would be the next quarterback.
Well, you and I both like Devonta Smith over AJ Brown tonight.
All right, let's do that.
Steve, what if we get stuck with Justin Fields?
Well, then we lose.
Yes, that's true. That is true. All right.
But the problem is, I don't like Breece Hall. Especially against New
England. What did he end up doing yesterday?
He had 83 rushing yards, and he did have 1 big catch for a touchdown.
Oh, okay. So,
or no, wait, was that right?
Apparently, maybe we should have taken.
I remember getting a touchdown, but the game was mind-numbing to watch.
I mean, if there's any possible way to get one of obviously May or Love at this next turn, and then one of Dubs or Diggs, I'd be psyched about that, because I'm totally fine waiting on tight end.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to eat lunch. I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm cranky.
As long as this guy doesn't take Love, we're good.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, May went right after us. Yay. Oh, let's take Christian Watson. That could be a big game. Let's just go for Spike Week.
Or do you want to Musgrave?
No, Christian Watson, way more points. We'll just take whatever leftover trash tight end is there.
I mean, I don't know if Watson will get way more points.
He has Spike Week. He could get like a long bomb for a touchdown. We're searching for ceiling here, bud.
Okay.
It's boom bust, but that's what we want. He's got it. I like.
We're now relying on Austin Hooper at tight end.
Oops. Whoops. Sorry. Watch Austin Hooper score a touchdown. You know what? Austin Hooper is going to be low owned.
That is true.
Who else are we taking? Shit, this looks ugly. Kyle Williams? This got ugly really quick.
Yeah.
Where did we mess up? Well,
Yeah, no, I mean, let's target the Jets. Jets, are defense is not going to be good.
yeah. All right. Let's get over to the Battle Royale streets since nobody was in that one. We don't need to read it. Nobody needs to see what we did there.
All right, I will enter a battle royale. I'm going to enter it in 10 seconds. Enter in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. All right, it is all filled. You got the 101.
Might need to go and get a water, but not before I weigh in what we're going to do here.
Can't wait.
I guess, even though I want McCaffrey for my best ball bags more, I guess Chase.
I mean, I think you can still make a pretty damn good case for McCaffrey. But
I'll let you choose. I have to go get a water. I'll be right back.
okay, I think I'm still going to go McCaffrey. I feel like receivers a little deeper this week. You know, you can get guys like Nico and Ladd in just tremendous matchups. Adams, if he's playing, Higgins, who could be just as good. So, yeah, I feel like receivers kind of deeper this week. So that's my take on it. And while there's definitely some other running backs I like, McCaffrey's upside and volume is, he had the volume yesterday, 20 touches, didn't have great yards, but, he gets 1 or 2 touchdowns. He gets 2 touchdowns. It's an amazing game. And he's live for that every single week. All right. So next one goes Mr. Damn Damn takes Chase, which I do think is a very good option. I think this week, a lot of times I actually think I'm going to like, 5-6 more this week, just because getting guys like, whether it's Puka, Jacobs, London, I do think McBride could be a separator this week. I don't think I'll have Lamar as my QB1. I think this is more of a wait on quarterback week. At least my early lean. If anyone, I'm taking Allen.
Hey, bud. I got a piece of cheese because I was hungry, and now Rudy wants a cheese. No, come on. All right, I'll give you a baby piece. Come on, stop.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So what do I miss?
We are coming up. I was saying that I just view receivers deeper this week. That's also where I went McCaffrey.
Can we do Higgins if we opted against Chase?
No, I think that's a great way to play it. I also was saying I think quarterback's kind of deeper. Like Lamar is definitely not my one. I'd take Allen over Lamar, but let's see here.
Where does Higgins go?
Later.
Like how much later?
Like next rounds.
Okay.
You want to go Rico here?
Or
Cook?
Cook has a tough. Your choice.
Let's go Rico, and then do you want to do a wide receiver like Mbuka?
Yeah, I like that. Hi. Oh, that was right in my mouth, Rudy. Thank you.
You want to do Mbuka because wide receiver's deeper, especially if we're trying to get Higgins, or do you want to just pull up Kittle? Because tight end.
We already have McCaffrey.
True. Yeah.
So I'd say Mbuka.
Go Mbuka. It's not the greatest matchup, but
unless you'd rather do Ladd.
13 target. I mean, I can get Ladd plenty in later rounds.
What do you mean in later rounds? Isn't he going soon?
He's going at 21.
When do we?
Our next pick is 24 and 25. I don't mean this draft. I mean other drafts I'm doing. I'm typically going to be taking Ladd in the 4th round. I'm not going to reach for him early 3rd.
Gotcha. Wait, so what's Higgins' number for at 24 or 25?
He's 24.
Can you cue him, please? That's what I'm rooting for.
So And yeah, like quarterback, I think you can definitely wait on because Herbert has a great matchup. Baker would make sense for our build.
Yeah.
Stafford, Flacco, Caleb, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love.
Oh, no, I like a lot of those.
I mean, we don't know about Dart, obviously, but I mean, even Jacoby Brissett against San Francisco, I think is fine. So do you think we get Higgins?
How many until we're up?
2 more.
Where they have 2 receivers. Come on. I can't see the name. Yes. All right. Then who else do we want to take? Or you want to just take what are the tight ends right now? Or would you, Rudy, shit.
We can wait on tight end. Do you want to?
Well, I mean, you're not going to take Flacco now, are you? Or are you?
No. Do you want to take quickly Herbert, Baker?
Just take Herbert. You like Herbert. I mean, I like Herbert.
We won't have a stack, but
I'm
fine with that.
That's fine.
His pass rate is so high.
I needed it to be higher last night.
If we could take Gadsden and then just sub him out if he misses.
Hi, Sweet Pea. Thank you.
If not, I like Otten.
Okay, yeah, Gadsden Otten. My last one. Let's scroll the F down. Get the run back for Higgins. Steve, that would be so.
Get the run back for Higgins.
Didn't we get T. Higgins?
Oh, Freiermuth, yeah.
Yeah. Skinny stack, I meant.
Yeah.
Are you playing with the microphone? Huh? Are you playing with the microphone? Ah, buddy.
So yeah, we'll do Gadsden if he makes it back. Take advantage of some injury worry.
If he doesn't, can we get Freiermuth and scroll down? Isn't it fun? All right, after this, we'll go to the Monday night streets. There's not many people watching. I'm tired. Maybe it's because of my pissy personality, or maybe it's because of our tech difficulties. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll get all that figured out next time on StreamYard.
Well, I know it's 6:20, so yeah, we can go to.
Because you're going to be running a bunch of these tomorrow, 1:30 for those watching, whether you're watching on Twitter or YouTube. Again, come over to YouTube, hit the like button. We certainly appreciate that. Or if you haven't hit the like button yet, we do.
Okay, Gadsden went, so we will go Freiermuth.
Yes, I'm happy.
Okay, that's why I did it.
Exactly. But Steve will be live tomorrow. I was going to talk to you if you want to do 1 or 1:30 to do Talking Ball with Steve O'Speak. Check out the portfolio again after full week 10 is complete. He's got my thing in his mouth. Check out the best ball portfolio going into week 11 and then rip a bunch of these Wildcat Battle Royales and stuff like that. Oh, we got Kicks here. Good to see you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You got Rudy being a good boy.
Yeah, you being a good boy. Yeah. He's the kissing monster tonight. You are the kissing bandit tonight. Yes. You're like me in my 20s. Just kidding, kind of. Huh. Yeah. All right. Let me bring over FanDuel. Can you read our team? I like it.
Justin Herbert, Christian McCaffrey, Rico Dowdle, Mecca Mbuka, T. Higgins, and your guy, Pat Freiermuth.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. Michael liked my comment. Okay. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. I have no filter today. I'm tired. I'm a little hungover, if I'm being honest. Chad Candles, I was where you were. We went to the same sports bar yesterday. My one friend's leaving or moving, like partially moving. And so we did a Sunday fun day, and it was a little too much of a fun day for me. I'm hurting today. Kick says, I like the Vikings Bears game this week. Yeah, I think that's going to be a fun one to target, especially the way Caleb's playing now. Like you said, it's not necessarily like he's a perfect passer, but he's using his legs a lot. Rudy, stop.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, Kicks there. Okay. I'm going to bring over FanDuel Sportsbook. Give me a minute. You change. Why don't you start to talk about the game, Steve, as I change one other thing?
Yeah. Eagles at Packers. Obviously, Packers now without Tucker Kraft, so they are going to be a different team. I haven't seen the latest on Golden, but Watson has come back and at least shown some big playability. But Romeo Doubs is kind of operating as their number one. Josh Jacobs, the good news last game against Carolina, kind of got his full complement of workload back, both rushing and receiving. I think they're going to have to keep relying on him. From the Eagles side, they're coming off a bye. As Meg mentioned, the whole tush-push drama because the Packers were the team kind of like leading the charge to ban it. And, could see Sirianni and company really trying to utilizing that tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Saquon, last we saw him, he had that monster game against the Giants, and then he got banged up, but, was then I guess that was a couple weeks ago. But they had their full team back, Devonta, A.J. Brown, Hurts, and Goddard. So they have all their weapons. I'm partial. I think Devonta's actually outplayed A.J. Brown this year. Just looked better, had bigger plays and bigger production, even if Brown gets a larger target share. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think Saquon can do okay in this matchup. And I expect them to at least try, though I know Eagles' offensive line is not what it has been in years past.
So I had looked up the Matthew Golden. I guess official inactives will come out, in 20 minutes, around 6:45?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen anything yet, but he didn't practice Saturday, which is not a good sign.
Yeah. I didn't.
So nothing official yet, probably in like 20 minutes. Mike says next year's Best Ball Jeopardy topic, fans speak for 400 points. What was Mike's college nickname? Thank you, Mike. I needed a good laugh. That was funny. Okay, so let's break it down like we normally do. Green Bay it's basically a pick 'em. So basically a pick 'em in Green Bay, 44.5 total. I really do not have a strong lean here, Steve, just personally. Like, I would not be surprised if it was Eagles win, Packers win. I wouldn't be surprised if it was super low scoring, super high scoring, right at the total. Like, I don't have a good lean. I do like certain players tonight. We'll get to that in a minute. But as far as like the game script, I don't have a strong lean. How about you?
I kind of favor the Eagles just because I do think losing Tucker Kraft is a big loss. Luke Musgrave can be a fine tight end. Tucker Kraft had kind of been the focal point of that offense, him and Josh Jacobs. And when he had a good game, Jordan Love really had a good game, and Packers looked really good. So I just don't know, if they are ready. And honestly, not having Matthew Golden and no Jane Reed, like their pass attack is now kind of reeling. And that's not great.
That's why I like Watson tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles still have a good defense. Like, is it the shutdown unit has been necessarily in years past? No, but it's still a good defense. And now this team is very much shorthanded.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. So let's talk touchdowns first. Well, it's right here. We already talked about the tush push. I agree. Andrew put it in Discord today. And again, by the way, get in our Substack, just $34.99 and for an entire year, or you could do $10 a month and then jump over to our Discord. A lot of sharp people in there dropping a lot of sharp things like Coolers and Mike and Kicks and all these people here. There's a lot to be offered there. Andrew talked about like this narrative from the jump. Steve and I right away were like, oh yeah, I liked it. I was literally about to bet plus 105 Jalen Hurts touchdown as he wrote it. And I was like, great minds think alike. I'm actually like sprinkled on 2 and 3 touchdowns because I do think Sirianni is definitely the type of coach to say it's now minus 105. It was plus 105. It was even money on DraftKings, but it is now minus 105. I still think that's a good price. Like Cooler said, I thought this would be like a minus 120 situation, minus 125, given the narrative. I do think they are going to get, if they get remotely close to the end zone, he's going in. And I don't mind sprinkling. I already did sprinkle on 2 and 3. And while I usually like to take long shots for the first touchdown, I did sprinkle on the first touchdown at 6-1. So my favorite touchdown bet by far, I've already layered it up. I bet first touchdown about any time is Jalen Hurts. I did get it at plus 105 earlier, and that's why we did post in Discord and send out a Substack earlier, because we do try to jump on that stuff. Then you've got, Jacobs obviously is the next most likely score. I did a $3 fun where I did Jacobs to score 2, Hurts to score 2. I honestly think that's the most likely touchdown combo that'll happen, and you get like 30-1 on that. So Jacobs and Hurts, the most likely touchdown scores, are the ones that I feel the most confident of. You do get plus money with Barkley, plus 105, Dubs, plus 175, AJ Brown, plus 185, Goddard, 220, Devontae Smith, 230. I like that a lot for the price. Quite honestly, I might sprinkle on that on its own too. Christian Watson, big plays. We talked about that in the primetime Palooza underdog draft, plus 280. Then you get further down, moves Musgrave 350. I like the both tight ends prices too, plus 220. They've gotten Goddard active around the goal line, and if you want to take a shot on a longer shot tight end at Musgrave 350, I like that. What are your thoughts on prices? And then we'll each pick an anytime or first.
Yeah, I mean Jacobs, and I like the 2 touchdown bet you said, Jacobs and Hurts. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Still think Saquon is anytime you're getting plus money in a feature back, and I know some of it is because the tush push. Like, we're still talking Saquon Barkley here. I think that's very good, and I like Devonta Smith. Like I said, I just think he's having a better year than AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has the big playability from the Packers side, passing wise.
230, I like that.
Yeah, from the and Goddard as well. From the Packers side, passing wise, Romeo Dubs has had a good red zone role. And Luke Musgrave, for as much as they've utilized the tight end, if he is playing 75% of what Kraft was doing, he's got real touchdown upside. So that would be it from the Packers side.
Yeah. Okay, let's have some fun with first touchdowns. I mean, I truly sprinkled on a couple others, but sprinkled on Hurts. I think that's the most likely.
Yeah.
But I think some other fun ones for me are Watson at 13-1 and Goddard for how active they get him around the goal line. Though again, if it's very close to goal line, it's going to be a tush push at 12-1. Those are my 2 favorite. Give me 1 or 2 favorite longer shot. First,
Devonta Smith for me.
Yeah, I like that 12-1.
Really, really good year. And then I will say Musgrave. I mean, he's an athletic tight end. He was a 2nd round
17, pick. Yeah.
Did his Kraft outplayed him, beat him out? Sure, but there's still talent in his game.
Yeah, and 17-1 is certainly a nice price there. All right, let's talk props. What are your favorite props, Steve?
Jalen Hurts touchdown. No,
that was our favorite. But no,
I'm really big on Devonta Smith in this game. I think he's going to have a big game. I want to take him up. Earlier his number at 50 was a little better, but 60, 70, I think are really good lines for him. He's been having a great year, and I think that continues in this matchup. Packers have their defense has been very hit or miss, and honestly, they've had struggles both at times against the run and against the pass. And I just think with the way that Hurts has been playing with Smith this year, I like Devonta Smith to have a big player too.
Yeah, and like you said, you could ladder that up higher if you wanted, for sure. My favorite is, come on, Rudy, Watson receiving. I did some anti-correlated. If you do his under receptions and his over receiving yards, you get a nice anti-correlated boost. But going 40, I did that with the anti-correlated. That's how you get the boost. And then 50 is plus 116. So I like that a good bit, but I'd say my 2 favorite receiving. I also like Luke Musgrave because you only have to go to now it's 30, plus money, but 25s plus minus 132. So yeah, I don't mind that. It's a low line that I think is a very attainable. I'm not saying that he's going to get a bunch of receptions, but I do think it's an attainable to get 25 or 30. And then, yeah, Christian Watson with the likely golden out, TBD on that soon, is my favorite 50 plus there. So yeah, Devonta Smith and Christian Watson. I might just do some stuff just laddering those two together. Come on, go.
I also like Josh Jacobs rush plus receiving.
Yeah, that is, I was just trying to find it there. Rush plus receiving the line. Yeah, I saw you put that in the 90.5 is the
90.5 minus 114. I got a little better earlier, but no, I think that's very fair. Like I said, last week we saw him get involved in the passing game and kind of get his full workload again. And so I think that's a good number for him. And even something you can ladder a bit. Again, without Kraft, I think they just have to, and particularly if Golden is out, they're going to have to rely on their key guys. This is a big game for them, coming off a big, tough loss against Carolina. Detroit keeps winning, so, and so do the Bears. So they can't mess around.
Yeah, absolutely. Kick said got Hurts anytime at plus 105 at Hard Rock. Yeah, that's what I got it at plus 105 earlier as well. So good to hear that. Like that a lot. I'm going to bring over what we just sent to Discord just to show, because we put it in early because the lines were starting to go down. So our main one was Hurts anytime, Luke Musgrave 25, Devonta Smith 50. And then this is why it's fun to get over to Discord, just showing you while you're here that it's broken up by obviously DFS, underdog dailies, underdog pick'ems, bets, and has all the different categories, which makes it organized. Then our lotto is that anti-correlated under 2.5 receptions. So essentially 2 receptions and 40 yards for Watson gets a huge anti-correlated boost with 2 Hurts touchdowns, gets you 50-1. We do a $5 lotto every DGen Power Hour and every prop party. So that is our fun $5 lotto. So I like these 2 bets. I'm probably going to personally do some laddering with Devonta Smith and Watson together specifically. Are there any other, so if you could push one more player, what do you think about the whole, hold on one second, he's got caught. Talk about why you like Jacobs so much tonight.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs, we saw basically from the Cleveland game on up until the previous 2 games for last week against Carolina, but for about 5-week stretch there and kind of off 2 games. And then last week we saw his receiving numbers really go way up. So it's just total usage. He was clearing this 90 yards basically every week with ease, sometimes by quite a lot. And he's the focal point of the offense now. It was him and Kraft. It is now him again, likely no Matthew Golden. Christian Watson is out there, but he just is out there so far just for a couple of deep shots, and those hit, a couple hit. And that's why we particularly like the anti-correlated, because he's not likely to get 8-10 targets. He's likely to get 5 targets and maybe 2 catches. So it's like it's Jacobs and Dobbs now to run this offense through with maybe a little Musgrave and a few other pieces. And so, yeah, I just don't think Jacobs is going to leave the field.
Are you worried that he was scaled back, or you're not as worried about that tonight?
He wasn't last week against Carolina.
Okay. It was the weeks before that. He was kind of
2 games before that, Arizona and Steelers.
Okay. So how many carries and receptions did he have?
18 carries and 6-7 targets. I'd have to look it up. I don't have it.
Okay. No, then that makes me like all that a lot more than it was worried, because there was definitely a few of those games a couple weeks ago where it just felt scaled back and Emmanuel Wilson was getting a lot.
Yeah.
So, I was just looking. Yeah. 17 for 87 rushing and 5 for 13 receiving last week. So, all right. Well, I think we covered it all. I agree with that. I just hope tonight's game is entertaining. The majority of these games this week were awful. Yeah. Week 8 to me was the worst. That was awful. Then week 9 was a lot of fun. Week 10, again, not good for me for best ball bags, but yeah, just a lot of weird games, unpredictable, upsets and, comebacks and stuff. And, obviously started was Thursday night. Yeah, it was the Thursday night dud, total dud game.
London and the 1:00 games were fine. I mean, there are a couple of blowouts in there, but generally those were fine. But yeah, the 4:00 games, like, you're so excited with so many good offenses, and those offenses hit, but there was no pushback in those games.
Right. Yeah. Which, by the way, my favorite bet of the week was alting up the Lions team total. And boy, was that a beauty. We put it in our Substack, we put it in our Discord, and I hit it at the line, team total line, 35, 40, 42. I'm like, they're scoring 6 touchdowns, and damn it if they didn't. And, Dan Campbell's so aggressive. And that was a fun one to hit, a fun team total ladder. And we definitely put the 35 in our part. That's another thing. We had a parlay with, I did it with the team total too, but we just needed Amon-Ra, like all Lions, and we just needed 80 Amon-Ra, and he only had like 50 or something. So that was frustrating.
The most frustrating thing was we the touchdown treasure chest.
Yes,
we hit 4 of 6 because we each of us pick a one, and McCaffrey and Laporta let us down. And
especially McCaffrey, and then even Laporta, it's like a pristine matchup. It's like everything made sense, and that's what touchdown is volatile, right? I mean, but everything made so much sense for those two to get us home. And we have had so many this year, 4 of 6. I mean, we've had some bad weeks. I'm not trying to act like we haven't, but we've had so many 4 of 6 and 5 of 6. So I actually have a thing I was going to rate the group and say, do we just do like each pick, like you and I pick one, Bruni and Rob pick one, Spread and Tyler pick one, and we pick like a plus 200 to 400. Because like, if you did 3 of those, like, do we have a better chance? Because then you just need 3,
but it's then there are like 3 randos who,
they're not rando. Or you could do a 2 touchdown. Like you could do, I mean, JT's off this week, but you could do another running back for 2 touchdowns. I mean, how many weeks are running backs gain 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean, that's
outside of JT, how many running backs got multi-touchdown games this week? Do you like?
Oh, there was a lot. I mean, Gibbs and Etienne, Hendo,
JT, and then there was I thought there was somebody else too.
Yeah, I feel like there's somebody else I'm missing.
So 5 or 6. There feels like on every slate at least 5 running backs.
It wasn't 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago there was only 1 guy.
Okay.
I can't remember. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the slate, but I mean, you know what I want ours to be? Pat Freiermuth. He's probably going to be like plus 400.
Yeah.
Let's go. Anyways, but that was so close. The team total, we did team total parlay with Lions team total check, Seahawks team total check, which we talked about. It was Tyler on Prop Party. And then freaking Ravens team total needed 28 and they get 27. It's like, oof, we had a lot. Typical loss by a leg, but hopefully it can be a good night for everybody. Did Sharp get 2 touchdowns? I thought he got one when we were looking at this thing. Did he get
one? Did he get 2? Who did get 2 touchdowns was I just had it. And I lost it. Sorry. I like Mike's comment. Yeah.
The Rams, I mean, the Lions did great. Yeah. For those last week, I kept talking about the Lions and being aggressive about the Lions, which I was right. I just didn't get any parlays on, but that team total ladder was awesome. And I kept saying,
that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And it was Lions, I kept saying Rams instead of Lions. So yes, that is perfect. Steve, final thoughts for tonight. And again, don't forget to join Steve tomorrow, 1 or 1:30, Talking Ball with Steve O'Speak. He'll go over best ball bags going into week 11 and of course, rip a lot more of these underdog dailies.
Yeah. Final thoughts. I do think tonight will be a good game. I mean, Vegas definitely thinks that with a 1.5 point spread. Yeah. And, I kind of lean Eagles, but I'm hoping it's a good game and definitely good for our fantasy and bets.
Yeah, hopefully it's good for the best ball bags for everybody. Hopefully everybody has a good night tonight. And again, join Steve tomorrow and join Spread and Tyler tomorrow will be, I think, 6 o'clock NFL betting card. So for Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.
It ain't just the wins, it's the ride, the vibe. DJ